All right, so today we're diving into something pretty special, writing your own wedding vows.
Yeah.
And to guide us, we've got this blog post from Darianna Bridal Tuxedo.
Okay.
And if you don't know Darianna Bridal Tuxedo, they're a bridal shop, and, they're all about making your big day unique.
Yeah.
And they've put together some really interesting ideas for creating vows that are truly personal and meaningful,
Right.
like going way beyond the traditional I do's.
That's right. And I think this is a great resource for anybody who wants their vows to really stand out and reflect their relationship.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the blog starts off with a really smart piece of advice. Before you even start writing, figure out your vow style.
Oh, I love that they bring that up right away.
yeah.
It's such a good point because it's like you need to know the vibe you're going for before you even pick out the words.
Yeah.
Like, are we talking short and sweet or like an epic love letter?
Exactly.
Conditional or modern and unique?
Yeah, and once you've got that overall style nailed down, the blog suggests starting with a simple but powerful declaration.
Mm-hmm.
Who is your partner to you?
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a really strong opening line, like setting the stage right from the start.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Is your partner your rock, your best friend, the peanut butter to your jelly?
Right.
I mean, those terms might sound simple,
Yeah.
but they carry so much weight
Yeah.
and really highlight the foundation of your relationship. And it's just a great way to personalize things right off the bat.
Okay. I'm already feeling inspired.
Good.
But the blog doesn't stop there, right?
No, they go.
They go deeper than just, those initial declarations.
Yeah, they encourage you to think about how you've grown as a person because of your partner.
Okay.
How have they changed you for the better? How has your life transformed since they came into it?
Yeah.
These are questions that can spark some really beautiful insights.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Like, these questions could lead to some pretty powerful stuff. It's not just saying I love you. It's about understanding how that love has shaped who you are today.
That's right.
You know?
It adds a whole new level of depth to your vows. Instead of just making promises for the future,
Yeah.
you're acknowledging the journey you've already taken together and how much you've both evolved.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And I love how they suggest weaving in a personal story or an inside joke, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, how do you make your vows memorable? Not just for you, but for everyone listening.
Right.
And I think a well-placed story or joke can do just that.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
about finding that perfect balance between heartfelt promises and moments of lightheartedness.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that story or inside joke, it can really create an emotional connection with your guests.
Yes.
And make them feel like they're part of your love story.
Exactly.
Okay, but how do you balance those personal touches with, the serious stuff, the promises you're making for the future? Because obviously that's a huge part of wedding vows too.
For sure. Yeah, that's where the blog's suggested structure comes in.
Okay.
They recommend starting with gratitude for your partner, moving into promises for the future,
Okay.
and then concluding with a classic vow like, as long as we both shall live.
Oh, okay. So it's like a framework that keeps things flowing, but still leaves room for all those personal touches.
Exactly.
It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people get intimidated by the thought of writing something so important.
Oh, yeah.
So do they offer any advice for getting started?
Absolutely. They actually have a really practical tip that I love.
Okay.
They say, don't worry about length at first.
Okay.
Just let your emotions flow and get all your thoughts down on paper.
Oh.
You can always edit later.
Yeah, don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Just write from the heart.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense because I think when you try to be too perfect or too polished, it can lose its genuineness.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And they also suggest reading your vows out loud
Okay.
with a timer once you have your first draft. That way you get a sense of how long they'll take to deliver
Right.
and can make adjustments as needed.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to end up with an epic novel when a heartfelt sonnet will do.
Exactly.
Right.
And if you're both writing your vows separately,
Yeah.
consider sharing the style you're going for with each other.
Okay.
That way you can make sure you're on the same page, even if the content is a surprise.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Because you don't want one person, like, going super serious.
Right.
And the other going, like, light and funny.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's all about finding that harmony. Okay. But I'm curious.
Yeah.
Do they have any examples of, like, actual vows
They do.
in the blog post.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it helps to see what other people have done to get the creative juices flowing.
Right. They provide a couple of sample vows to illustrate the difference between traditional and personalized approaches.
Okay, let's hear.
Oh.
Give us the traditional one first.
All right. So their traditional example reads, I take you, name to be my husband, wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer, for poor in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish until death do us part.
It's a classic for a reason.
It is.
I mean, those words have been said at countless weddings,
Right.
and they still pack a punch.
Absolutely. It covers all the essential elements of a lifetime commitment.
Yeah.
The good times and the bad.
Right.
The joys and the challenges.
It's like a promise to be there through thick and thin, no matter what life throws your way.
That's right.
Okay. But I'm really curious to hear their personalized example.
Okay.
How does it differ from the traditional one?
Well, here's the personalized example. Name, I promise to respect and support you, to be patient and loving towards you, to work by your side, to achieve the things we value and dream of, and to savor our time together. I pledge to you all of these things from the bottom of my heart for the rest of our lives.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah.
It's so much more specific and personal.
It is.
You can really feel the emotion behind the words.
What's interesting is the shift in focus.
Uh-huh.
The personalized vow emphasizes the emotional connection,
Oh, okay.
the shared journey, and the active commitment to nurturing the relationship.
So it's not just about standing by each other.
Right.
It's about growing together, pursuing dreams together,
Yes.
and really cherishing those everyday moments.
Exactly. And think about it from the listener's perspective.
Okay.
Imagine hearing those words spoken to you on your wedding day.
Yeah.
It would be so incredibly moving to hear your partner articulate their love and commitment in such a personal and heartfelt way.
It would be a moment you'd remember forever.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've talked about style, structure. We even heard some examples. What's the blog's final piece of advice for anyone struggling to write their vows?
Their parting words are simple but powerful. Whatever you say it loud and proud and be married.
I love it.
But they also offer one final thought that I think is really important.
Okay.
They say to imagine your partner hearing these words for the first time.
Oh, so it's not just about what you want to say.
Right.
It's about the impact those words will have on the person you love most.
Exactly. Think about the emotions you want them to feel.
Right.
What message do you want to leave them with long after the ceremony is over?
Yeah.
That's a powerful thing to consider.
Yeah. That gives me chills, honestly.
Yeah.
Thinking about the look on your partner's face as they hear those words for the first time.
It's a powerful moment.
Really underscores how powerful vows can be.
It's not just about the ceremony, you know?
Right.
It's about setting the tone for your entire marriage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, those vows become a touchstone,
Yeah.
something you can return to time and time again throughout your journey together.
So you're not just saying these words on your wedding day. You're setting an intention for the years to come.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to make sure your vows reflect your true feelings and the unique bond you share with your partner.
It's about finding the words that truly capture the essence of your love story.
Yes. And you know what? Sometimes the most powerful vows are the simplest ones.
Really?
You don't need to be a poet or a wordsmith to express the depth of your love and commitment.
I think that's really reassuring for anyone who's feeling intimidated by the whole vow writing process.
Yeah.
It's not about being perfect. It's about being authentic.
Right. Let your heart guide your words and don't be afraid to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Share your hopes, your dreams, your fears even.
Yeah.
Because those are the things that make your love story unique.
I love that. So to our listener out there who's getting ready to say, I do, what would be your final piece of advice as they embark on this journey of crafting their own vows?
Have fun with it. This is a chance to celebrate your love.
Yeah.
And to create something truly meaningful that you'll cherish forever. Let your personality shine through.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to experiment.
That's such great advice because it's like, yes, it's a big responsibility, but it's also a joyous occasion.
Right.
And remember, listener, this deep dive was inspired by your request for help with writing your vows.
That's right.
And I think we've given you a lot of food for thought today, and hopefully you're feeling a little more confident about putting pen to paper.
Absolutely. And as you sit down to write, remember that there's no right or wrong way to do this. What matters most is that your vows come from the heart and reflect the unique bond you share with the person you love.
Beautifully said. We wish you all the best in crafting vows that will touch your hearts and stand the test of time.
Absolutely.